What's up, people? Welcome to another Let's Talk. In this game, we're going to be talking about is Streets of Rage 4 that just released recently last week. It's the next chapter in the Streets of Rage saga, and it's been a while. And as a fan of a beat 'em up genre, I for one am glad this game is back. So the game itself actually takes place 10 years after the events of the third game in the series, and we have two new knuckleheads in Mr. and Mrs. Y who want to take over our fair city. And that's pretty much the quick and dirty synopsis. But here is what I thought of the game in and of itself. The first thing you notice is the art style. From a visual standpoint, it is a very beautiful game. And it has like a hand-drawn style to it. And it just visually, the colors pop. Everything just looks great. I love that about this game. I love the design of it, the look of it, the level design, as well as the characters and villain design. I think they did a very good job on that. The soundtrack is the next thing you're going to notice, and they did a good job actually bringing back a couple of the tracks from the original creator, actually having the original person who did the music on it come back and do a couple tracks themselves, as well as doing remixes of certain tracks from Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3. I thought they did a good job with the soundtrack. You can actually find the full soundtrack on I know it's on Spotify and Google Play. I want to say it's on Pandora, but I'm not sure. But I do know it's on Google Play and it's on Spotify. So if you want to check it out, you can check it out there. The nostalgia factor is very high in this game, and that's a good thing because this is kind of like a love letter to the Streets of Rage fans. Personally, I hope they keep making them because I don't see a reason why the beat 'em up genre should have ever stalled. But it is what it is. You do have co-op in this game, 4-player locally, 2-player online. So some of those levels, like I said on the Winging It podcast the other week, feel like they need some co-op help for a few of those levels. But I think that for the most part, you can solo the game. You have different difficulty levels. You go easy, normal, hard, hardest, and mania. If this is your first time playing a beat 'em up game like this, I suggest you go to easy. People with experience will probably start off with normal. You do unlock everything once you beat the story mode. So a lot of the stuff is locked until you beat story mode. Once you beat story mode, then you unlock arcade and boss rush, as well as stage select and all of that. So you can also do that. Plus, there's a lot of hidden characters, the retro characters, as you noticed that they put in one of those trailers. You can get those by accumulating points. So the more points you rack up, the more characters you can possibly get. There are arcade levels in certain stages. And you have to unlock them by getting a taser and going to the arcade and actually using the taser on the arcade. That's how you play the arcade levels. So I loved all that about this game. So what did I not like? Well, the game feels slow, like noticeably slow. There are a couple of characters like Adam and Cherry and Blaze that you can do certain things to kind of like make the game feel a little sped up. But for the most part, the game does feel slow, also depending on what character you have as well. And this is an odd choice that I found really weird because some of the villain characters in the game have this, and that's not to have a guard or a dodge roll mechanic in the game. I understand that they're trying to keep it to that 90s Sega style, but at the same time, if you're going to make the game that slow, you could at least give me some type of like guard or at least a dodge function to get out of the way of certain characters like Floyd is way too slow, and Axel just feels stiff to the point like you would think he would have a block or some kind of guard in his repertoire, as it were. Hopefully they can patch that in, but I just noticed that the mobility issue is a problem, especially when you have villains that don't have those issues. One of the other things that I didn't like, and this is more of a nitpick on my part, but they didn't update Skate. I wanted an updated Skate. Skate was my favorite character from Streets of Rage 3. And I'm sorry, Dotemu, Lizard Cube, Guard Crush. Y'all lose points for that. Y'all know people wanted Skate. Y'all could have gave an updated version of Skate. I know he's in the game, but I don't want the retro version. I want updated Skate, and I wouldn't mind an updated Shiva because updated Shiva is actually in the game. But the only one you can get, I think, is the only one I think you can unlock is the actual retro one. So here's the thing. Overall, I enjoy this game. If you're a fan of the beat 'em up genre, this is full price. You need to get this. You will not be disappointed. There's things in there for speed rush people. There's things in there for who like to do speed runs. There's things in there for people who like to just play through the story. There's things in there for people who like to play with family and friends. It encompasses a lot. Yes, the game does clock in at about 2 hours to complete on normal mode. So it'll probably be like a little bit less than that on easy, depending on who you play with and how good you are. But about 2 hours to finish the actual story. But I think like as far as like replayability, you can replay it a lot. I'm hoping here's hoping that there is some DLC or some type of expansion where you can get like certain characters like Estelle and updated Skate. Hopefully they'll have updated like like what we found with Mortal Kombat 11, do like a another part of the story, because at the end, once you beat the game, small spoiler alert, they kind of set it up to where you could kind of see a sequel coming. So here's hoping that it actually happens. Let me know in the comments, what did you guys think about Streets of Rage 4? And you should have completed, hopefully you completed it. But do you think there's going to be a DLC expansion? Would you like to see that? Would you like to see an updated Skate, an updated Shiva? Leave a comment, let me know. As always, thank you so much for watching and enjoying my content. I really appreciate all the support. And I will see you guys on the next vid. Peace out, peeps.